So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to PPS Theory Sessions. We are continuing our fifth unit, which is functions, user-defined functions, and actually we are done with user-defined functions and recursion also. So in a previous lecture, we looked at what is recursion. Recursion is nothing but a function calls itself. अगर एक function खुद ही को call करता है, तो वो recursion हो जाएगा. Now we discussed that at the time of recursion, we need to be careful with the base condition to terminate recursion. Otherwise, it is going to be infinite, right? So we looked at those cases. We looked at one example of recursion, that is factorial. In the next unit, sixth chapter is also based on recursion and its examples. So in that case, in that unit, we will be discussing recursion more. After recursion, we looked at macros and pre-processing. And that's what we want to continue today. Probably we are going to complete this macros part today and indirectly the entire unit also. So what is a macro? Macro is nothing but a piece of text which we write, we define, and it is going to be replaced by its value by the preprocessor. So before your code is going to be compiled, macro is going to be resolved with its value. Okay, macro is nothing but one identifier. So you are defining something using the identifier, and the syntax is something like hash define, then your identifier and the value that you want to assign it. So the best example to understand this thing is hash define pi 3.14. Make sure that one space is needed there in between these three things. So that's the syntax. And we had gone for some basic understanding of macros. So before we compile our program, macros are going to be resolved with its string, its value. And this activity is being done by the C preprocessor. Okay. So preprocessor is going to replace your macro, your identifier, with its value. And we define it using hash define directive, right? So once you define it, you can use it, and preprocessor will replace it. And then your program goes to the compilation process. Now, at the time of compilation, C does not know that there was any macro already defined. C compiler will only have the constant values there. Okay. So let us go further and let's discuss something related to macro more. So the first thing that comes to our mind is why we define pi 3.14 using hash define. Now we know already that we can define variables and we can assign some value to the variable. So the same purpose, okay, that we are going for here, the same purpose could have been also served using a variable, simple pi variable instead of template pi as a macro. Okay, so that can also be done. A variable can be assigned some values and we can use that variable to have that value anywhere within the program. Then why this is for, or what is the need of going for macro? Well, there are majorly three reasons. Let's see those three reasons now. The first one, if you go for variable, then it is inefficient, not sufficient, inefficient. Because when you define a variable, compiler is going to compile that variable at the time of compilation, right? But if you define macro, then compiler is not aware of any macro. It only sees the constant values there. So generating code from macro is much more faster compared to using variables, because variables are going to be compiled at the compile time and its value is going to be used at the execution time. जबकि मैक्रो अगर आप डिफाइन करते हो तो बिफोर कंपाइलेशन आपकी वैल्यू वहां पे पहुंच जाएगी. सो कंपाइल भी जल्दी हो जाएगा, एग्जीक्यूट भी डायरेक्ट हो जाएगा क्योंकि वो कांस्टेंट वैल्यू है, इट इज नॉट अ वेरिएबल. सो इन दैट केस उसको मेमोरी एक्सेस करने जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. एज अ वेरिएबल उसको मेमोरी एक्सेस करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. सो दैट्स द फर्स्ट रीजन कि भाई कंपाइलेशन प्रोसेस जल्दी होगा. सेकेंड वन, अगर हम वेरिएबल यूज करते हैं कोई कांस्टेंट वैल्यू के लिए, then it's not exactly defining or using a constant there, because why we say this is a variable? When we change some values, when we vary the value, अगर वैल्यू वेरी नहीं होती है तो वो वेरिएबल नहीं है. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट थिंग. समथिंग दैट वेरीज, we store it inside a variable. But if something is not varying, अगर वो constant है तो उसको वेरिएबल में नहीं रखेंगे हम. Right? So something that never going to be changed, it is hard to imagine as a variable. तो वो digest करने में थोड़ा complex रहेगा आपको. Why is this variable? If it is a constant, then why do we define it as a variable? So it encourages a sloppy thinking on that part. So that's the second reason. And the third one is major and more important. Something that you want to be a constant, लेकिन अगर उसके लिए आपने variable define किया, then it is more danger that at any point of time it can be changed. Because of any reason, maybe by mistake, intentionally, by other coder, other example, code or something, किसी ना किसी वजह से अगर वो वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज हो गई, then you are not going to have the proper answer. So by somehow अगर उसकी वैल्यू चेंज हो जाती है, then your program will malfunction. So it's no longer going to be the constant if you define a variable. So that's the third reason. And because of these three reasons, something that we want as a constant, we define it using hash define and then going for the macro. Again, let's discuss. First one, अगर मैक्रो डिफाइन करते हैं तो वेरिएबल के मुकाबले जल्दी कंपाइल होगा, एग्जीक्यूट होगा. सेकेंड वन, अगर कोई वैल्यू कांस्टेंट ही है, देन व्हाई डू वी डिफाइन इट एज अ वेरिएबल? क्योंकि हम वेरिएबल उसी को बनाते हैं जिसकी वैल्यू वेरी होती है. एंड द थर्ड वन, फिर भी मान लो कि आपने वेरिएबल डिफाइन कर दिया, चलेगा, आंसर में कोई गलत मतलब आउटपुट नहीं मिलने वाला. बट समहाउ by mistake or intentionally someone has changed your variable value, तो फिर आपका प्रोग्राम गलत हो जाएगा. So because of these three reasons, we go for macros. So how does the macros are being evaluated inside your C program? So we have already discussed this thing. Preprocessor is going to replace every occurrence of your identifier, your macro, with its source code or the string. Right? Now, definition of a macro should start with hash defined keyword and then followed by identifier and a string with at least one blank space. Okay. And this string that we are saying, identifier and a string. So that string may be a text, maybe the identifier or a valid C name. You can even write expression, mathematical expression at that place also. We'll see a few examples. Right? So that's the few things. Now, before we jump into the examples, well, Shubham is asking, does a macro take space as an integer or a float while compiling? Look, when we define a macro, let's go through this example, Shubham. Your query I'm going to solve with this example. Okay. So what happens is, this is your source code. Whatever the code you are looking at your screen, that's your source code. Now, before it goes to compilation process, sorry. Okay, before it goes to the compilation process, what it does is it is going to replace this entire code with the new code where your macros has been replaced. So this is actually going to be something like main. Then inside that you are going to have float r equals to 6.25, then float area, then area equals to, now instead of this pi, it is going to replace 3.1415 multiply by r, multiply by r, and then your printf statement, and done. Now this is the code which will be given to the compiler. Okay. So when it goes to the compilation process, before it has been passed to the compiler, your pi will be replaced by 3.1415, and that has defined directive will be removed. Okay. So compiler के लिए तो ये वाला code अब है. Now in this one, how does compiler work? So exactly compilation process जो है वो आप आगे semester में पढ़ोगे. There is going to be the compiler design subject. In that subject you are going to learn all the phases of compiler. कोई भी compiler जो है वो आपके code को किस तरह से compile करता है. So at that time you will learn in more detail. अभी के लिए सिर्फ आपको ये बता दूं, compiler is going to consider this 3.14 as a constant token. Now, you know what is token. At the start of this subject, we have seen what is token, the smallest part of a C program that cannot be further divided. So this 3.1415 is going to be the token, and it is a constant. अब अगर वो constant है, then it is going to be in, obviously it must be stored somewhere in the memory, क्योंकि प्रोसेसर जो है वो हर एक चीज मेमोरी से लेगा. सो वो डेफिनेटली मेमोरी में अपनी जगह लेगा, but it's not going to be the variable data type. So it's not going to be depending on the type or something. It will be stored inside the heap which stores all the constants. फिर वो न्यूमेरिकल कांस्टेंट हो, वो स्ट्रिंग कांस्टेंट हो, कुछ भी हो. सो जब भी आपका प्रोग्राम लोड होता है मेमोरी में उसके दो सेक्शन रहते हैं, स्टैक एंड हीप एंड सो ऑन, जहाँ पे वो अपना वेरिएबल रखेगा, अपना कांस्टेंट रखेगा एंड सो ऑन. So that's how it is going to store your constant in a memory, and whenever it is needed, it will be linked to that memory location. अब वो लिंकर का काम है कि जहाँ पे ये कोड लोड हुआ है तो वो लिंक करे, and at the time of execution that constant will be accessed from the memory. So hopefully I've given your answer, Shubham. Now even hers is asking another question. Sir, it's like we can use macros, but only particular thing is universal or can't be changed, so we can optimize program. Yeah, it is something like that, Harsh. When we define something, it's going to be something like constant. Now I'm not saying the constant value, I'm only saying constant. We will see other examples जहाँ पे हम एक process define करेंगे as a constant. अब वो प्रोसेस को आप डेटा एज अ इनपुट अलग अलग दे सकते हो. जैसे कि आप ये सोच रहे हो कि इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड अ परसेंटेज, देन द प्रोसेस ऑफ फाइंडिंग परसेंटेज इज कांस्टेंट, राइट? जस्ट दैट यू कैन चेंज द इंटरेस्ट रेट एंड द प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट मे बी. तो ये दो वैल्यू अलग इनपुट देने से हमें आंसर अलग मिलेगा, लेकिन जो प्रोसेस है वो सेम है. So you can define macro for calculating percentage also. तो फिर आपके दिमाग में ये क्वेश्चन आएगा, ओके कांस्टेंट और वेरिएबल के साथ हमने कंपेयर किया, कांस्टेंट वैल्यू एंड वेरिएबल, दैट्स फाइन, बट अगर हम प्रोसेस की बात करते हैं, देन इट इज समथिंग लाइक फंक्शन. परसेंटेज फाइंड करने के लिए मैं फंक्शन भी बना सकता हूं जहां पे 2 पैरामीटर सेंड करूंगा, मैक्रो भी बना सकता हूं जहां पे 2 पैरामीटर भेज दूंगा. देन व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू? वेल, समथिंग विच इज मोर लेंदियर, अगर लेंदियर प्रोसेस है तो उसके लिए फंक्शन बनाओ. एक या दो लाइन का सिर्फ कोड है जो फिक्स्ड है, तो आप उसके लिए मैक्रो डिफाइन कर सकते हो. ओके, well, so let's get into the example now. So you all know that once we define something as a macro, before your code goes to compilation process, all the macros are going to be replaced by the value. So इस example के अंदर क्या होगा, wherever you have written pi, that pi is going to be replaced by 3.1415, and that statement is going to be compiled later on. Let's have a look at another example. Now earlier we have seen the value of pi, तो हमने वहां पे एक numeric value देखी. Now it's not necessary that your macro must have a numeric value as a string. Earlier we discussed that macro का जो identifier है उसके बाद एक string हम लिख सकते हैं. Now that string can be anything that we want to define. 3.1415 भी एक string था. अगर आप यहाँ पे देखते हो, then this double ampersand sign या तो double vertical lines, these are also strings. And we label those strings with some macros, identifiers, and or. So double ampersand sign जो है वो actually and operator है, and double vertical lines, pipe operator, we can say it's or operator inside C language. So जहां पे भी आप and or condition use करना चाहते हो, now you can use and or word as long as you have defined those macros earlier. So now you can focus here inside if condition, you have those macros. तो यहाँ पे हमने and or लिख दिया. अब कंपाइलर क्या देखेगा? Now before it goes to compiler, ये जो दो word हैं and or, these two words are going to be replaced by its equivalent string value, double ampersand, double vertical lines. तो compiler को तो double ampersand, double vertical line मिलेगा, and compiler is going to consider it as a and operator or operator. तो compiler को कुछ पता नहीं है, but now this is going to be much more easier to understand. ये कोड किसी को भी आप दे दो तो वो आसानी से समझ पाएगा कि ये कंडीशन में मैंने बीच में क्या लिखा है. I want my value of f to be less than 5 and at the same time value of x to be less than or equals to 20. Along with that, in or condition, I can have y less than equals to 45. Okay, so you can define anything that you want. So these were the examples of some simple macros. Any question at this point of time? Any queries till now? So this and is going to be replaced by double ampersand or is going to be replaced by double pipe. And then it is normal C code that we all write. Okay. Fine. So let's continue. These were the examples of simple macros. Now let us have an example of somewhat complex macro. As I was discussing, macro can also have a parameter. Look, syntax is same. Hash define is the directive. Then you are going to use identifier, and then you are going to use a string, space in between, right? Now, when you define your identifier, if you define some parameter using these brackets, okay, at this place you are going to have a parameter. Or the argument. Then that argument label you can use inside your macro. Okay, value of your macro. And when we are going to use that macro, at that time we are going to pass two different, or we are going to pass that parameter as we want. So at first place we have given R1, and on the second place we have given R2. So what's going to be happening is these two statements are going to be replaced by the macro. And it is going to be something like A equals to, now what is your macro? It is area of X. And the equivalent value is 3.14 multiplied by X multiplied by X. Right? Now, if I say that area R1, then this is going to be 3.14 multiplied by R1 multiplied by R1. This is how it is going to replace it. So X की जगह पे जो भी होगा, okay, that's going to be replaced within the value of your macro. So this line is going to be 3.14 into R1 into R1. And this line is going to be A equals to 3.14 into R2 into R2. And then R1, R2 is nothing but a variable. R1 is having value 6.25, whereas R2 is having value 2.5. And appropriate value will be printed as an answer, area of circle, and then some value. Okay. So Nirmal is saying it is, we make a function for area, which is faster macro or function. That's what I've told you. Look, point number one, a task that you want to perform is lengthier one, then always go for function. If it is shorter one, then you can define macro. Fine. अब दूसरी बात आएगी. Which one is faster? Now that depends. And depends on the size of your task. And that's why I've first point मैंने यही बताया कि अगर lengthier task है तो function बनाओ, shorter task है तो macro बनाओ. क्यों? क्योंकि macro उसी जगह पे replace हो जाएगा. अगर lengthier task का macro बनाया आपने और उस macro को आप 2 बार यूज करते हो, तो वो दोनों प्लेस पे आपका लेंथियर कोड जो है वो रिप्लेस हो जाएगा. इसका मतलब आपके प्रोग्राम की लेंथ जितनी थी उसकी डबल हो जाएगी क्योंकि वो 2 बार रिप्लेस हुआ. नाउ इन दैट केस वो प्रोग्राम कंपाइल होने में भी ज्यादा टाइम लेगा क्योंकि मल्टीपल लाइंस इट हैज टू कंपाइल. एंड देन व्हेन यू एग्जीक्यूट योर फाइल, तो वो सारे स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट करने जाएगा. ओके, दैट्स वन केस. बट उसकी जगह पे अगर आप फंक्शन बनाते हो, देन फंक्शन इज गोइंग टू बी कंपाइल्ड वंस ओनली. आप उसको 5 बार कॉल करो या 10 बार कॉल करो, कंपाइल तो वो एक ही बार होगा. सो compilation time will be lesser than whatever we think of. अब execution time जो है that depends, क्योंकि जब हम function call करते हैं तो local variable को store करो, execution को jump करके वहाँ पे लेके जाओ, function ख़त्म करो, वापस आओ, तो ये सारा process जो है anyway function is going to take longer time, right? Function is going to take a longer time relatively. So that's why we can say that it totally depends on what we want to execute and how we want to execute. Well, Shubham is asking, can a macro have condition? Yes, it can. At the time of string, whatever you want to write, you can write it. We'll have one more example where we have used for loop. I'll show you that. Okay. Now make sure कि जब आप मैक्रो डिफाइन करते हो, उसकी वैल्यू लिखते हो, तो आपको ये ब्रैकेट जरूरी है या नहीं है, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू राइट देयर. अगर इस तरह की कोई मैथमेटिकल इक्वेशन आप लिख रहे हो तो मेक श्योर दैट यू आर गोइंग टू राइट दीज पैरेंथेसिस कंपल्सरीली, क्योंकि ये पूरा ब्रैकेट वहां पे रिप्लेस होगा. नाउ विदाउट ब्रैकेट अगर आपने वो रिप्लेस किया, then it's going to mash up with other operators in the same line. So actual में ये कुछ इस तरह से replace होगा. It is also going to take your parenthesis there. और अगर parenthesis वहाँ पे आ गए, then we all know that we have to solve parenthesis first. आसपास कोई भी ऑपरेटर हो भूल जाओ, ब्रैकेट को पहले सॉल्व करना है. ओके, सो कंपल्सरीली अगर मैक्रो के अंदर आप मैथमेटिकल ऑपरेशन लिखते हो तो ब्रैकेट करने जरूरी है. फाइन. Yeah, so this one is the example of having macro with argument. एक argument हमने पास किया. Now you can have two arguments, you can have three arguments, just it's just like x, y, z, and it is similar to the function actual parameter and formal parameter. उसी तरह यहाँ पे आपके पास r1 and r2 है, but at the other hand you have x only. Let's take one more example, and this is the answer of Shubham. Shubham have asked, can we use conditions inside a macro? Well, this is the condition. As you can see, if I just want to check whether given character is digit or not, okay, so we can use is digit macro with one parameter, and when we define that macro, we are going to define condition inside that bracket. So this condition is going to give you either true or false answer, and that true or false as a condition inside if, you can use if else properly, right? So this is another example of having macro with some parameter. Somewhat more complex. What if we want to go for multi-line macro? So, well, you can write multiple lines in a macro also. Just you split your multiple lines with backslash. Okay. When you are defining your macro, you can write multiple lines as a string value by separating those lines with a backslash here. So H line is a macro where we define for loop I equals to 0, I less than something, I plus plus. Next line, अगर मुझे नीचे लिखना है, then I'm going to have a backslash and then मैं next line लिख लूँगा. और अगर आपको ये नहीं करना है तो ये printf आप डायरेक्ट for loop के पीछे लिख दो in a single line, then also it will work. Yeah. And where do we use this? So anywhere within your program, जहाँ पे भी आपको output के अंदर एक horizontal line print करनी है, you can use this hline macro, which is going to actually print 100 equals to sign in a single line. क्योंकि I 0 से लेके less than 50 तक गया, so 0 to 49, total 50 times this loop is going to be executed. Now within that loop, हमने दो equals to sign print किए. So total 100 equals to signs आपके output screen में रहेंगे. So it's kind of creating a horizontal line divider. That's it. And there is another macro is digit. Now that is similar we have seen in the previous slide. Yeah. So this is how you can use your macros if you want it, wherever you want it. In the program of arrays and that result program, we have also used these macros. We have defined some constants. How many subjects, how many students. We have defined those M, N using macros. So we were using these macros, but अभी तक हमें ये नहीं पता था कि उसको macro बोलते हैं. And that macro can also have a parameter. So these are few examples of macros. This completes our unit also. So let's go through the review part and then we'll jump into the coding environment and we will see few examples of macros. Fine. So in this entire unit, we started with what is user-defined functions, UDF. And then we have moved towards how we can define or how we can write, how we can use functions in a program. So declaring a function, which is a prototype, calling a function, and defining a function. Now, once we know how to use functions, we have moved towards types of functions with parameter, without parameter, with return value, without return value, and so on. So we looked at parameters and parameter passing, pass by value, pass by pointer. या तो फिर आप ये भी बोल सकते हो call by value, call by reference. After that, we have seen recursive function, a function that calls itself. And then we looked at macros and pre-processing. So that completes our 5th unit also. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to start a next unit, which is recursion. But for today, let us jump into the coding environment and let us try few macros practically. So here in a separate file, I'm going to write some code to show you the examples of macros, right? We'll start with the very basic constant macro here. So to define a macro, we use hash define directive. Then we are going to use, let's say, identifier here. So we are going to use pi. Okay. And then we are going to give it a value. Its value 3.14, let's say. So what I can do is I can use that macro inside my program wherever, let's say I want to calculate an area. So I can use area of a circle. I can use that pi multiply by the radius of the circle 3. And then we can print that as an answer, right? Sorry. Area of a circle having just having radius 3 and all, let's forget it. I just printed %f and area as answer. Yeah. So, okay, double quote as a string. So that's our code. And if I run this one, then I'm going to have a proper value here, 28.26. That's going to be the area of circle for a radius having 3. So how this will be done? Actually, this pi is going to be replaced by 3.14 before your entire program gets compiled. So compiler के लिए तो ये line जो है वो 3.14 multiply by 3 multiply by 3 ऐसा हो जाएगा. So everything is going to be a constant there. And constants evaluation आसानी से और जल्दी से हो जाता है. So that's very simple calculation. Now another one, let's say if you want to define area as a parameterized macro, let's go for it. So let's say hash define area, and I'm going to have a parameter here. Can we use macro inside a macro? Let's have a look at it. So multiply by x, and whenever we go for mathematical evaluation inside a macro, let's not forget to have parentheses here. So in this case, what I have to do is let me have this lesson here just to create a new line. And in this area, I'm going to call area macro with parameter and 3. Now this should give us the same value, right? So when we save and run, as you can see, we have the same values. 28.26, 28.26. But here, as you can see, you can use another one macro inside the other macro also. It's possible, right? So this area of 3 is going to be replaced by pi into 3 into 3. And then this pi is also going to be replaced by 3.14. So at the end, आपका statement जो है वो बन जाएगा 3.14 multiply by 3 multiply by 3, right? So that's one example. Now let me show you one thing. Make sure that you write parentheses when you define some mathematical macro. So let's say I want to calculate something, and here what I do is I pass some parameters. Let's say let's have x and y, and at this place what we are going to do is we are going to have 3 plus, let's have x multiply by, sorry, let's have 3 plus x minus y multiply by 2. Anything, just a mathematical calculation, that's what I want here, okay? And at this place, let's have some integer val, and what I want is I want to calculate a value using something like 5 multiplied by calc. Now that's my macro, and I'm going to pass 2 values here. Fine. Now that's my statement. Let's, oh, not A1. Okay. And then we just want to print a value here. Value %d and VAL. Now let's go for a trial. Just try to identify what will be this value. Output में मुझे क्या दिखेगा? Try it out and send it to the chat box. What do you think? If I say 5 multiplied by calc 1 2 और calc xy जो है वो कुछ इस तरह से है, then what is the value going to be printed as the answer? try to find the answer. What do you think? What should be on the output screen? Well, some of you are saying 20, then 0, 0, okay. More 0, 0. Well, -5. Okay. Let me run and give you the answer. Then you again try to think. Answer is 12. Okay. Now, one more time, give it a thought and try to find out why 12. Or let me give you one more hint. If I do this bracket, that's what we want to focus on. अगर मैक्रो को हम ये इस तरह से ब्रैकेट भी देते हैं, then the answer is going to be 0. Then the answer is going to be 0. So now try to find out what was the problem. And this is the reason I told you कि जब आप मैक्रो के अंदर मैथमेटिकल एक्सप्रेशन डालते हो तो don't forget to do this parenthesis. So it's something like it is going to be replaced, right? So it's going to be something like 5 multiplied by this calc is going to be replaced by this string. And then x is going to be replaced by 1, y is going to be replaced by 2. So this is what you get with parentheses, okay? But if you haven't done those parentheses, then it is something like you remove these parentheses and these are the two different statements. These are the two different statements. Let me clarify. So in this one, in the first one, you are going to solve this parenthesis first. So let me explain that with pen and paper first. So let me write these two statements separately and then I'll move towards the screen. So it is 5 multiplied by into the bracket 3 plus 1 minus 2 into 2. And the other one is 5 multiplied by 3 plus 1 minus 2 into 2. Yeah. So let me show you, let me clarify that thing. Look at here. These two are two different statements. Look, whenever you have parentheses, you are going to solve that parenthesis first. And if you are focusing on these pair of brackets, then inside that you have three operators, plus, minus, and multiplication. Now think of what is the precedence of plus, minus, and multiplication operator. तो आप बोलोगे कि सर प्लस माइनस से मल्टीप्लिकेशन का प्रेसिडेंस ज्यादा है. Now because of that reason this is going to be resolved first. तो ये हो जाएगा 5 multiplied by ब्रैकेट के अंदर 3 plus 1 minus 4. Now still we will go for solving this bracket. अब इस ब्रैकेट के अंदर आपके पास दो ऑपरेटर है प्लस एंड माइनस. both are having same precedence. अगर precedence same है then we will go for associativity. Plus or minus दोनों का precedence same है and these two are left to right associative. Left to right associative, तो left वाला पहले resolve होगा. So this is going to be 5 multiplied by 4 minus 4. Now still we do have parenthesis, so we are going to solve this parenthesis, only one operator inside, so that will be resolved, and your statement is going to be something like 5 multiplied by 0. So now you are done with this parenthesis here. You only have one digit inside, so it's going to be something like 5 multiplied by 0. The answer is going to be 0. That is with parenthesis. लेकिन by mistake मान लो कि आप parenthesis करना भूल गए, there is no bracket, तो क्या हो जाएगा? You have multiplication plus minus multiplication. 4 ऑपरेटर हैं आपके पास. You are going to say that okay, plus minus से multiplication का precedence ज़्यादा है, तो you are going to focus on these operators, multiplication and multiplication. Then you are going to say okay, दो multiplication है, same precedence, find out the associativity. So multiplication की associativity left to right, and because of that reason आप पहले इसको solve करोगे. So that's going to be 15, and the resulting statement is going to be something like this one: 15 plus 1 minus 2 multiplied by 2. Then you have plus, minus and multiplication. Definitely multiplication का precedence ज़्यादा है, so we'll solve this, and the resulting statement will become 15 plus 1 minus 4. Okay. After that we have plus and minus, two operators, same precedence, left to right associativity, and that's why 15 plus 1 is going to be resolved, and that becomes 16, and the resulting statement will be 16 minus 4, and finally you will have answer 12. So now as you can see, because of just writing parentheses inside macro, we'll have two different answers here. So let me go through the chat box if there is any query. Well, Hussein was saying it cancelled 5 and allowed 3. 5 and 3 will be multiplied first, second one. Yeah, so Yusuf was, Hussein and Yusuf was discussing the further steps. Yeah, so that's correct. But this is how you can understand, okay? As you can see on your screen right now, these are the two different approaches to solve the given statement with parenthesis and without parenthesis. Vyom is asking, is it due to the parenthesis order? Yes, it is. अगर आपने parenthesis दे दिया, then it is going to resolve that parenthesis first. When we do this bracket, it is actually going to overwrite the precedence. What you wanted was 5 multiplied by 3 plus 1. डेफिनेटली मल्टीप्लिकेशन पहले होगा, लेकिन अगर आप 3 plus 1 पहले करना चाहते हो तो आप 3 plus 1 को ब्रैकेट के अंदर लिख दोगे. सो ब्रैकेट क्या करेगा? मल्टीप्लिकेशन के प्रेसिडेंस को ओवरराइट करेगा और वो 3 plus 1 पहले एग्जीक्यूट करेगा. दैट इज व्हाट द एक्चुअल इंटेंट behind using parenthesis here, right? So that's one more example. of defining using macros. And this one is the code that we have seen here. Just to make you aware of these things, let me comment this out. So difference between these two, you can see. Yeah, any more queries? Okay, then. So let's conclude this session here. And in the next lecture, we are going to start the next unit, which is recursion. So we'll again start with the basic understanding of recursion, and we'll start with the example of factorial. And then we'll go for a few more examples like Fibonacci series, Ackermann function. We'll use merge sort and quick sort method to sort your array, which actually makes use of recursion there. So that's all from my side today. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this session here, and see you in the next lecture tomorrow. Bye-bye.